Welcome back to another Rad Nauseam gameplay video featuring the highest quality paper content you'll ever see. And today I am joined by Brayden, who is going to be piloting Natural Order Hot Rock. And currently he is 6th in the standings for the POG monthly tournament circuit, obviously having some success. Hey Brayden, how's it going?
Yes, it's going well. How are you?
Look, I'm pumped. All right. Look,
As am I. Got some good gameplay today. Some high quality paper content.
high quality, the highest quality. And look, what are your considerations for bringing a deck like Hot Rock to these weekly events where this footage was taken?
Yeah, it's a really good deck. I've been working on it for quite some time now. I think a lot of people are picking it up, and there's a lot of different variations that you can play for these Jund colors. It's an awesome kind of deck to play if you want to be able to have those grindy games, but then also that I win button with the Atraxa. You and I, Nathan, we've had plenty of like back and forth Deadpool Atraxa games that every single time we're paired on camera, we
Yeah,
we have those matchups.
I
So
think I think
yeah.
it's so sick. The like the Deadpool attracts interaction. You can sort of just kill my game plan dead in the water, or you can natural
Mm.
order into Atraxa yourself. You can Deadpool your own Atraxa. It's just like there's so many Atraxa triggers just every game that we play. So it's awesome. And like yeah, I'm a big fan of the gameplay, and I think it has some sort of strengths that other like blue based decks don't have. Like you get this main deck choke. Like, is that the kind of thing that drew you towards the deck?
Yeah, so I definitely I think the first time I played Jund when I went and played at the POG monthly was main decking the choke just because there were so many of these blue black flood moon decks floating around, and it did pay off quite well. I think I got into the finals or top four or something that time. But yeah, I really like the flexibility because having those sideboard cards like Carpet of Flowers and Choker, Haymakers, and Veil of Summer is insane as well. Like these kinds of cards provide you so much more, you know, equity in the games 2 and game 3. And then the main deck already has like a really nice consistent game plan to kind of get you across for game 1.
Yeah,
Um,
the strip mine and the wasteland package I was talking previously on another video is just
hmm,
so strong. Like land denial, mana denial, just like can get you just a turn or two extra tempo that puts you so far ahead of your opponents. Is that sort
yeah.
of like something that drew you to this deck for the meta game? Just like the Strip Mine Wasteland. Obviously, you're not playing Choke in the main deck anymore, but these kind of effects that sort of make it difficult for your opponent to get established.
Yeah, definitely. Like when you're playing mana dorks, you basically stay at parity with your mana. If you like strip them on turn 2, so you can kind of stay ahead while you're denying them. A big part of like the early iterations of the Jund deck, where we were playing Alternac as our backup natural order target that could also grab a strip or a waste from the graveyard and bring it into play. So you were able to replay it. And then recently we got I Still Explorer printed in Edge of Eternities, and I just snapped it off, replaced Altanac for it, and it's been one of the best cards to be playing. I think if anyone hasn't played it yet, definitely play around with it and figure it out because it's got some crazy upside being able to wasteland twice or strip mine twice or nurturing peatland and get some value or something. But yeah, the strips and the wastes are really the things that draw you to playing at least the green red base, because then you get the Ren and 6, which is an insane value for 2 mana that planeswalker. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. Well, it's good to hear that. Obviously, you've thought a lot about the deck. You thought a lot about its place in the meta game. We got Flood Moon you're playing against, which is like the classic sort of, I guess, another land denial or mana denial sort of tempo based strategy there. Obviously, they're not playing the strip mine wasteland stuff, but you're back to basics and you're harbinger of the seas. They're quite
Yeah,
critical pieces. Like, how do you feel like the hot rock pairs into this?
I honestly, this is like my favorite matchup to play because you have so much like trading back and forth in the early game, that you kind of are like your removal spells like Abrupt Decay and like Besage You and stuff like that are at a really high premium. So you have to make sure that you're hitting the right target at the right time. And there's a lot of nice back and forth, but also both decks, game two and game three, have these like insanely high powered cards. Like Back to Basics is really good against me. Harbinger of the Seas is like the bane of my existence, but I also get to bring in Choke and Carpet of Flowers to kind of offset that and then have that I win card as well. So I think there's a lot of like really good back and forth, and you need to do a lot of kind of threat assessment, I guess, on how powerful or how threatening the thing on board is versus what they can be doing. And yeah, it is honestly my favorite matchup to play. I played it a lot against Kyle at POG, um, and I guess I've got a lot of experience playing against it now.
Yeah, awesome. I think that's what's really cool about these sort of Grixis X sort of decks, where you've got you're trading resources, kind of trying to do it as efficiently as possible, so that you can eke out that little bit of an edge. But then you also have this sort of subtle. Am I going to die next turn when they slam their Harbinger of the Seas? So you need to like
Mm.
figure out whether or not you're going to play that like value accrual game plan, or if you're going to like try not to die immediately. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
cool.
it's a really fun dance. Like just because like you're trading back and forth, but then they also have like the cantrips to be able to get ahead and be able to search through their deck a lot more. So they can easily turn the corner with a brainstorm like most brainstorm decks can. But not here to talk about brainstorm.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be pointed soon enough. And on that note, we'll kick off the game.
Sweet.
All right, here we are with Brayden versus Cody, Hot Rock versus Flood Moon.
Yeah, I think I won the die roll in this as well. Yeah.
Awesome. So what kind of hand are you looking to sort of have? So it looks like you got 7. Cody was on a mulligan there, it looked like. What are you looking to
Yeah.
keep?
Um, honestly, like I like to kind of have like kind of a specific game plan in mind, kind of about putting a bunch of creatures in or being able to interact quite early. Like the early game is probably the most important time. The more time that Cody has to play land drops, the more he's able to also act and keep up counter magic and stuff as well. I think this game I actually kept a medium hand for being on the play, to be honest. But I think you can see in my hand there, I've got a Beseju, so I think I was leaning towards the protection of back to basics because I've gotten got by that enough in the past that I think it was kind of enough to
Yeah,
hold me playing
looks
it.
like you got a fair amount of interaction there. So like a fatal push, you just shoot a lightning bolt, which obviously didn't make them okay. So a Beseju. So your game plan here looks to be kind of to be, I guess, a bit more reactionary, but to make sure that you don't just accidentally die.
Yeah, I guess like thinking about the games that I've like lost against this deck a lot has been to those early threats like Tamio and Douthie and Emperor Bones, like those two cards specifically that kind of deal with my side plan of Reanimator kind of stuff. That I wanted to just keep the interaction and kind of set the pace. But yeah, it looks like Cody here reanimates the troll.
His
Yeah.
game plan is to try and kill you as fast as possible with a ginormous creature, and
Yeah.
your reactionary hand of 4
Yeah.
4 pieces of interaction is
Oh, so here's
gonna.
actually interesting too because I decided to pay 4 life. I could have paid 2 instead, but I think I was looking at my hand and I kind of realized like if Cody has days, I can't win the game. Like that
Yeah,
troll will kill me, and I can
and it
see he's
looks
got the
like he
days in
does
his
have the
hand there.
days. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's a heads up play, and it's yeah, yes, practice against these kind of things does pay off.
he drew the back to basics there too. Because like I played out the Beseju because I had no other lands obviously to play, and then obviously that opens me up to a little bit of fear for the Harbinger or the back to basics. But I think I am okay with that because I've got the abrupt decay in my hand as well.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting that Cody's choosing to just fire this off now while you have no sort of tapped
Yeah,
non-basics.
I think if I remember, we spoke about it like while we were sideboarding, and he said like since I played the Beseju, he kind of ran with it. Um, and
Yeah,
he's got the days, but he's also kind of not under any pressure either, and he just drew it for turn, so I can totally see slamming it and making me have to answer it at some point
yeah,
being
definitely.
correct.
I think he doesn't really have a lot of action in his hand by the looks of it either. Just a couple of lands in the days. That
Mm,
it's kind of hard to pass and sort of represent that you have interaction. But the fact that you pass with 3 mana instead of deploying your own threat seems kind of like perhaps he didn't need to do anything either. Like unless he's expecting the main deck opposition agent or something to
yeah,
potentially come down in his end step, that uh it wasn't really a burning need to fire that off. But it is what it is. He's getting your ice till there. A bit sad to see that
yes.
one get dazed.
Yeah, but I did see the days, so I kind of felt a bit gassed, being able to have that heads up play. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it really offset my disappointment, but I did want that to resolve. But yeah, I think
Uh,
this is the upkeep worldly tutor here.
yeah, I wonder what this is getting.
It
Um,
is close. Like worldly tutor is a pretty good card. Like when you've got like bombardiers and stuff in the sideboard because it adds that flexibility. Oh, sorry, bombardiers in the deck. But obviously you're always getting the meta man
yeah,
nine
especially
times out
when
of
you've
10.
got a few land drops to hit this turn. If you can get back your ice till, it's going to put you so far ahead on the game plan of fetching out your basics. So you're not worried
Yeah,
about the harbingers anymore. You've already dealt with the flood moon, the back to basics rather. So you're in a pretty comfy spot. It's gonna
yeah,
get
it
a
definitely has the appeal of playing Jund as worldly tutor and fanatic as well, because it kind of like even though you're trading really early, you have that kind of shotgun loaded, ready to kind of go back up in
yeah.
terms of board state.
I think that the Metamorphosis Fnatic Worldly Tutor combo, like while it does sort of like, yeah, you're trading a card to tutor and you're trading your draw step, being able to put a 4 power creature into play that also brings back, like obviously you're not just gonna fire it off for no reason. If you have a creature in
Mm,
your bin, it's going to come back and it's going to be maybe like a 10 power swing, or sometimes it'll be 11 power because it put your Atraxa into play and you surveilled it earlier or something, and then you're drawing 15 cards and your opponent just immediately dies. So it's just
yeah,
such a
absolutely.
flexible card.
Yeah, I think the flexibility definitely comes in because worldly tutor can get any creature. So obviously this is the best one to get, but it's not just like any other A plus B combo where both halves are dead. And
Yeah.
honestly, this thing for 6 mana is not it's not crazy to hardcast. I hardcast it more often than not, but I have the absolute nuts here.
This reminds me of me playing against you, just always having it. But the amount of interaction that's had to be burned through to stop you from putting these nonsense creatures into play, and then eventually you just push it through with an animate dead or a reanimate or something, and just such an
Mm,
efficient use of mana to bring so much value into play. You get to play another land from the bin, fetch with it, bring
yeah,
it back. You've just drawn 2 lands, put what 6 power into play. It's just
yeah. And
value
I think
town,
like
baby.
a really cool part with like the ice till is like you kind of get a feeling that you might want to play both lands straight away. Oh, like this is exactly what I'm talking about. You want to kind of play the fetch land, mill, and then fetch. So you mill again just in case you hit your waste or your strip. And then you can start accruing that value with your second land drop.
It's
Um,
looking pretty spooky here now. Not sure exactly what kind of answers Cody's going to have in his deck for something like this. I guess he's hoping to jam a Harbinger so you can't strip all of his lands, and then hope that you don't have a way of dealing with it. I guess is his
yeah,
only real out here.
I mean, this deck is by far the best deck against Wasteland specifically because you can see he's got so many basics that it doesn't really matter. But if I find that strip, it's pretty game over. Yeah, Cody's cast a consign. What's this? Not consign. Was it consult the
The
star
star charts
charts
or
or
something.
something?
Yeah, so he gets to look
Yeah,
at a bunch of extra cards. Like he's gonna dig, but it's looking pretty scary. He
yeah,
finds a force of negation there. It's not really gonna stop you from destroying his lands and punching him to death.
yeah. No, it's a super interesting card, that though. Haven't really heard anything good about it, but I haven't heard anything bad about it either, though.
Yeah, I think a lot of decks got quite a few tools from Age of Eternity. It's been like you got the Ice Tilt, but yeah, it's just like a lot of really cool cards. We got like the Quantum Riddler. That card is so sick. So I'm
Oh,
like the most recent set's been pretty cool.
I got so pulled to playing Sultai when I saw Billinghurst um, birthing ritual his Metamorphosis Fanatic into it,
Yep,
or that. No, sorry, the Riddler into
into
Metamorphosis
it.
Fanatic and bring
Yep,
it back. Oh my
yep,
god,
yep. Value
I
Town,
was
baby.
so here for it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite things to do is to warp it in and then Neo form it. It's it's
Yeah,
definitely gas. Uh, but yeah,
this
so
card terrifies me though. This Oculus is like,
yeah, so
if I don't have an answer for it quickly, it's kind of
yep, this is
difficult.
one of the cards that Cody needed to put into play to sort of get back in this. It can block both of the creatures you currently have in play. Obviously, he's no longer pressured by the wasteland, but you
Yeah,
just have the
but I've
fatal
got the
push that
nuts.
you had in your opening
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. And he's got the force of negation too. So doing that on end step was
And so this is like super interesting, how these decks both work and sort of how the Grixis deck works as well is that you just trade resources one for one, one for one,
yeah,
one for one until you can sort of stick your ice till, and then now you have 7 lands and you've taken him off 3 lands or something with your wasteland. You're going to continue to churn through your deck, and you've managed to stick the value engine before he did. Like he wasn't able to stick the Oculus that he just put into play. Like if he had been able to do that, maybe he accrues some value to get back in. But I just think these
mm.
kind of games are so interesting. It's like if
Yeah.
the
There's a lot
value,
of decision making.
yeah,
Like I think here I do screw up a little bit because this card Overlord of the Baelmerk is unreal. It has so much text. Like here I definitely forgot that I could have just got back Ren 6
and shot
and
him in
just
the
pinged
face.
him. Yeah,
Yeah, Trent picked up my Overlord of the Baelmerk the other day when I put it to fairy from my bin into my hand.
yeah,
He's like,
it's
"Wait, what? It
insane.
picks up planeswalkers?"
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we're going into sideboards now. Take us through what your thought process is here for sort of picking these cards out.
Yeah, so I guess sideboarding, there's some pretty obvious ones. Like you want to bring in the Pyroblast and the Red Blast. Like these are really ways to answer the Harbinger and the Back to Basics, but also the Oculus and the Fucking Frog. Like these things that can just end the game very quickly. Vela Summer is obviously a banger. Blue Black, they're blue black. It's the best thing you could bring in, really. There's also the Carpet of Flowers and Choke, because they are a base island deck. Like it's going to accrue tons of value for you. And I think like in this version of the deck, testing a bit of Ketramos in the sideboard as well for those grindy matchups. Like these being able to, like, I play a Void Walker and they play a Void Walker. It's very quick for Ketramos to be turned on, and it's also really hard to kind of get removed. In terms of like cards that you don't really want in the matchup, I guess you kind of want to cut down on a little bit of the weaker cards in the deck. So things like Territorial Kavu, if you're playing around Back to Basics and Harbinger. There's a bunch of other little bits and bobs that you can probably take out, but you really want to keep the deck as focused as you can. You might want to remove a couple of pieces of removal because you're upgrading. But an interesting thing that I like to keep in is the natural order stuff. And sometimes I play around with my opponent's mental game by taking it out and bringing it back in, because it's just a good way to go over the top after you've traded resources for the first 4 or 5 turns.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. And looking in your sideboard here, you also got like Unlicensed Hearst and Ashiok Dream Render. Do you ever bring these cards in?
Yeah, like it's close. I've been umming and ahhing between like Unlicensed Hearse and stuff like Ghost Vacuum and stuff because they can be really good, but I like to put a lot of pressure on the field, like things that can end the game quite quickly. Ashiok and Unlicensed Hearse are good at controlling the flow of the game, but I'm not sold on it progressing my game plan, but maybe I'm just wrong in that way of thinking. The natural order decks, like they are really, really powerful, this version of the deck, but you do need to kind of decide, are you going to be keeping the natural order in? And if you keep the natural order in, you have to keep that massive little shitty green creatures. So things like the mana dorks don't crew the hearse as well as like other 2-drop powered things.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, fair enough.
But like it's just this thing that I've been thinking about and working on. It's definitely a busted card. So I wouldn't fault anyone for bringing it in.
Interesting to see how your sideboard plays out in this one. And we're jumping back into game number 2 here. Brayden's on the draw. Ghost Vacuum. What does that make you feel?
Yeah. Not very happy because I think a part of why I kept this hand was partially like I thought Thoughtseize is really good at the start, but I had an Ice Till in my hand, and seeing that Ghost Vacuum kind of hurt. It's kind of the best way to deal with Jund, to be honest. You want to just start eating up our graveyard because if we use it like a second hand so much. I see Cody there drawing the misstep for turn. You can't misstep my Thoughtseize.
Yeah, that's always a bummer when that happens, but luckily not many people have to experience it anymore. We're grateful for this mental misstep to 1 point. But you've got the Stripmine hand. You really need the Ice Till to make this Stripmine do all the work, or see he's got a 3rd land, but maybe doesn't have the 4th.
Yeah, it's just about the lock, I guess. It's just making it so then I can like strip mine a couple of times, but that Ghost Vacuum is going to eat that strip mine at pretty much any time.
Oh, convenient mental misstep now. Like, you were never playing around that.
No.
Yeah, Ghost
Vacuum's so good.
And it just like, I don't think it gets cracked for 6 mana often enough.
Oh, and Ashiok.
And yeah, it looks like your graveyard's not going to be doing very much work this game.
No. I think this is like pretty much what you want to be doing if you're like on the other side of Jund, is kind of just deal with the stuff early and then put these like really gross hate pieces into play.
Yeah, it seems like it's not a lot of pressure in terms of like board state presence, but being on the play makes this a lot safer to sort of do. Makes your fetch lands like useless now, so could potentially just put you out of being able to hit your 3 and 4 mana spells. But looks like you do have like the basic forest and stuff in there in your hand, but you don't have any threats to deploy.
No.
So this Ashiok's definitely going to do some work.
Yeah, it's definitely lining up better for Cody this game. Yeah, Ashiok's one of those really interesting ones where I know technically you really shouldn't be thinking about the cards in your deck as chances to draw it, but when Ashiok does stuff like this and takes off 2 out of like Douthie and Grist right there are awesome cards in the matchup, and now they're gone forever. It just kind of
Tarmogoyf you've just drawn is gonna look pretty anemic.
Yeah. Like I've been saying, and shout out, this is some free advice to everyone who wants to hit the meta right now, is Sanctifier and Vec. Just put that in your deck, in your main deck. Like barely any deck can deal with it, and it hurts so much to so many people.
Yeah, I definitely have been on the receiving end of an indestructible hate piece that removes my entire graveyard from the game and kills me over time. It's such a cool card, and yeah, I think Melbourne is pretty sheltered from having to verse decks that want to put a double white creature into play unless you're versing Mulch, and so it's like, yeah, definitely underseen, but I remember seeing it do so much work at like CanCon when we traveled there to play, and it's yeah, like this Ashiok. It's just
God, it
making
just
your
feels
life an
so
absolute
bad seeing
misery.
that. And thinking I'm like, oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it at least another like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
So
my
you did
hearse
bring in
here,
the
so
unlicensed hearse for
I
the
did.
game, so
Yeah,
that's this card's really good against the blue black deck. I spoke to Kyle about it, and he says that these sort of Kyle is like the more prolific blue black player of Melbourne,
Hmm.
and been putting up a lot of results with it. But yeah, so he's telling me when I was asking him for some sideboard advice against his deck that like unlicensed hearse, these kind of decks that accrue a lot of value over time.
You see what I'm saying? Like, look at those
Yeah,
cards, man. Those are like,
yep, absolute
yeah.
demons going away.
Unfortunately, Cody's not drawing any more lands either, so I'm
As
able to stabilize a bit. But we're playing a little bit of knifey spoony with Ghost Vacuum and Unlicensed Hearst
soon as
at the
you
moment.
deploy a creature here, I don't think it's possible for him to delve away quite enough cards to murderous cut your unlicensed hearse if you did decide to send it at Ashiok and stem the bleeding for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what I do here too. I think I slam the Ice Tilk with the Hearse, and I think the Ashiok's on 2. Yeah,
Yeah, so like this unlicensed hearse is going to continue to put pressure on his ability to cast these delve spells, but also present like a very real clock. Uh,
yeah. I think he was able to play the Murderous Cut now because the Ashiok's in the graveyard. So
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
yeah, greatness at what cost? But yeah, he's not hitting his land drops here. So this is definitely one of those games where I have no reason to be in it, but somehow I am. But he has,
Yeah,
like, the Ashiok has done its work. It's gotten rid of like eight insane cards in the matchup. So
yeah, and this end step bounce of your unlicensed hearse is kind of interesting. I wonder what Cody's game plan is here. Like,
yeah, I think he might have a troll. Does he have a troll in his hand? Like, what's that black card that's in his
yeah,
hand?
I think it looked like a troll. I'm surprised he's not firing that off.
He might
Guess
be really scared of opposition agent just because I'm not doing anything. Maybe he just thinks that I've got it, but I'm not too sure.
yeah, I'd be surprised because I think you probably would have flashed that in and started punching him to death.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
missing the land drop multiple times, yeah, I don't. It must. It does look like a troll, but it does. I wonder what he's what's going through his head. You're definitely not representing. I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
got a spell pierce, I think, and a harbinger. Or is it just Cody getting a lot of shuffle equity in? So and there's the
I feel
land.
like that's the beautiful part of Jund is you don't draw tons of cards unless you're a Drax ring.
Yeah.
So you have to shuffle very little.
So he is worried about the opposition agent there with the pause. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot more sense. And so yeah, now he's gonna be able to get to 3 mana. Knows that you don't have anything. I think he might even fire off the. No, he's just gonna fire off the harbinger.
Mm. I
Which
think,
is interesting.
yeah. I mean, it cuts me off a lot of mana, and I think in this spot too, the Deathrite Shaman, if I target like the Misty Rainforest, he can just eat it with the Ghost Vacuum, like I think he's doing now. So he does cut me off a lot of colors, and I think this is where I get punished as well. I think I've got a Birds of Paradise in my hand. I think I played the Deathrite Shaman instead. The birds would have been a lot better, but
Yeah, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of race to get things going. But now
hmm.
obviously Shieldred's gonna come down and put a
That was
pretty
interesting
fast
because
clock on the game.
he doesn't have the second swamp, so he can't actually play it
Yeah, true. He's turned
because the
himself off.
Harbinger.
But
But it does. I think it makes sense in like the way that we're playing at the moment. That he might actually not have another. He's definitely got a black source.
yeah, a basic swamp perhaps not in the deck. No, that surely not.
Or maybe I think he was playing one swamp, one water grave, one. He's got two swamps in the deck. I don't know. Cody's a good player, so he's definitely not
Yeah,
doing anything. But
definitely.
he's got the Brazen Roar to play anyway. So
Yeah, definitely more interested in churning through cards than putting this Children into play. But he's found the Astrolabe, which is going to make his life a lot easier.
yeah,
Draw a
I guess
card.
this is kind of like the massive difference between the Jund and the blue based decks is that the second like we're in these like staring matchups and a cantrip gets fired off, I kind of start
Yeah,
feeling very
definitely. You
behind.
start missing
Yeah.
your blue lands. Definitely a bit better at seeing keeping the cards that he wants. He's able to
Hmm.
bottom a card there that he wasn't interested in, and then continue to draw cards through his deck, make his smarter decisions a lot easier. Threatening this Shieldred coming down next turn. Might even fire off the land cycle now. Maybe he's just thinking about hard casting this troll.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like I'm not doing anything, and he's holding me back with the Ghost Vacuum, and the Harbinger is pretty annoying too. Um, so yeah, it's definitely not crazy.
Every turn you sort of draw a land instead of like a relevant threat. Um, just every turn he gets to set up and keep these cards in hand for dealing with your threats. So Harbinger looking to get blasted out of the game here. I think that's a spell pierce. I don't think that's going to do very much. It's just going to put your Harbinger in the bin. Being
Yeah,
free of that, what does that set you up to do?
allows me to jam this guy, the Pyroglyph, to kind of to kill the borrower, and just start trying to claw my way back. I know like I'm opening up. It doesn't really matter because he played the Astrolabe anyway, but because like he's able to play Sheoldred off it. I know this Sheoldred is going to kill me, but having both of those things on the board would kill me as well. So I'm going to be
Yes.
sneakily playing around Spell Pierce at all times.
This Pyroglyph is not going to be the most aggressive Pyroglyph you've ever seen, considering it would just die immediately to the Shieldred. It's only ever going to be probably at most a 2/2 unless you, or a 2/3 rather, unless you draw like a Malevolent Rumble or something here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, the Ghost Vacuum is putting in a lot of work, and it shows kind of when you play it on turn one. I think he's got the Ice Till and the Emperor of Bone. Sorry,
I think it's
the
a
Overlord.
Overlord. Yeah, so
Yeah,
if he hits 6 mana and activates this,
he's pretty
sure, it'll
good.
grow your Pyroglyph a bit, but it'll give him a lot of value to really run away with the game.
Mm.
It looks like you're just doing nothing but drawing lands over there, so it's a little bit anemic from the Hot Rock player, but look,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
is what it
this is
is.
proof. This is proof, like because on the Pog streams, I'm always just top decking the nuts. I guess it's proof that I
This
don't
is
always
like
have
when
the
the
nuts.
Storm players repeatedly report a second place result so that they hide the actual strength of the deck. You're just putting in these sort of throwaway games so that people don't
Yeah,
think that
yeah,
the
yeah.
deck needs to be addressed.
Well, when I got asked if I wanted to be on the video, I definitely made my deck a lot worse
Yeah,
before playing.
just intentionally, yeah. When you get put on under the spotlight, you just start throwing. Luckily, no one's betting anything on these games yet. Though we do have exclusive privilege to be able to bring you any money games that eventuate from this storm throwdown. But look,
Mm.
currently not playing for money, no incentive to really throw, does just show that you can be on the wrong end of the variance stick. But look, you're putting in some work. You're trying to stay in it, and there's a lot of live draws that you have. Like, what are you looking to draw here?
I was going to say natural order, but I just got opposition agent, so I hope I don't draw that. But I think like I need something to answer this Shieldred. I think really the best thing that I would want would be Deadpool in this spot.
Deadpool's probably the best thing you want all the time,
Yeah,
right? A card is
most of the time
very
for
strong.
sure. Yeah,
This is definitely a time where
it's
you
pretty
want a
good.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
That's a 5 damage a turn clock if you take his Shieldred.
it is quite good. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I'm just looking to deal with this Shieldred, but honestly, I think the writing's on the wall a little bit. He's getting closer and closer to 6 mana. My worldly tutors turned off. My natural orders turned off. Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I think.
Yeah, I think this is sort of what we're talking about in the previous game, that once one of these decks sort of gets their claws in and can draw a few more cards, have that slight lead, can
Yeah,
be pretty hard to overcome. Like you kind of need to draw like gas back to back to back and hope that he draws nothing and have it be the correct cards that you want to see. And so yeah, it can just be pretty hard just in
mm.
general to get out of these things, even without like the opposition agent. Just he has some pieces of interaction in his hand and you've got one card and can't really
Yeah.
trade.
I'm just at the mercy of the top of my deck. I
Yeah.
do remember here Cody did apologise for not having the matching snow-covered
Look,
islands, but I can accept that. That's okay.
I think if you're going to play a deck like this, you need to have just that little thing that you can throw in there to just tilt your opponent. Like, he's killing you with a Shieldred, he's activating a Ghost Vacuum, and he's putting a
Yeah,
non-matching land into play. Like,
just the
got to
tilt
give him some
equity.
credit, right? Yeah, there's, there's
Yeah,
there's a lot of equity left on the table when people like have their match. Like, I know Mulch wrote some crazy guide about how you have to have the same matching basics and stuff, so people don't know. No, you get more equity from tilting your opponent. That's why all my deck is whiteboarded.
yeah. I mean, I sit in the middle of both of those.
Yeah,
I do love the tilt. But yeah, here he's killing the birds with the pyroglyph. I'm not sure how this works. Is pyroglyph a 1/1?
it
I
is. It
think
is a
it
one-one.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And so
yeah.
it'll shoot your bird, and he'll mill a bunch of cards, put some cards in his hand, and continue to say, "You're
Mm.
dead."
Oh, this is giving me some PTSD. I remember here asking him how many cards do you need to exile for the Oculus, and I think it's five or six, however many it is. I didn't exile because my math was just I just didn't count it. It's the classic like Wednesday night long day of work, and you're like, oh yeah, this is fine, and then
Yeah,
probably
it's just like
speaking about the
the
future a bit.
old bloke coming home from the day in the mines to fire up a game of Call of Duty, and he just gets absolutely dumpstered by the 12-year-old that's been playing all day. It's like, look, we can't always have it. It's just one of those games where you don't, and I respect that you're not shuffling up here. Like
Well,
a little.
you got to have your outs. I mean, speaking of having my outs, I definitely should have just killed that opposition agent. Because natural order would be very good here. But yeah, these things you do when you're not exhausted.
Yeah, I think you're a little, maybe just a little bit checked out or whatever
Yeah,
as you get, but it's Keen-Eye Curator looking probably
yeah,
the
it's a pretty
worst
good
it's
spot
ever,
here.
ever
No,
looked.
I think it's actually quite good here. Like you get to, I think I get to turn on delirium pretty much instantly. So I've got a 7/7. All of his things are 1/1s, and he's got that 3/2 opposition agent. So
Yeah, and you're stopping
okay,
him from being able to cast his Oculus.
yeah.
But as soon as he attacks with his army of flying 1/1s, he's going to be able to
Oh,
turn
they were
that Oculus
flying.
back on. Yeah,
Man, I should read cards more.
they're going to get in there, accrue their value.
Oh, why didn't he? Oh, he used it that time.
Have flying. No, they do have flying. They have flying
They do, they do, they
counters.
do. They got
Yeah,
flying
they have flying
counters. Ah,
counters.
so he's misrepresenting the board state. So I
Yeah,
technically
look,
win.
I'll have a judge go back in time and sort him out.
No, that's fine. Yeah, this is a beef that I have with wizards as well, is that they keep making these spirits that have flying and don't have flying. So it's just
Yeah,
no
so
consistency.
the spirit that these are would be the non-flying ones, but they enter with flying counters.
Yeah.
So it's even more confusing.
Yeah, here I had the reader where
Like,
I
oh
should have used
yes,
the herbs.
I oopsied. But to be fair, he could cast in his second main if he knew that his cards had flying. Maybe he does know, maybe he's choosing not to attack. But
well, I guess like because I should have responded with the ice till trigger because I knew that that would have made the exact number, but he's got fetch
well, the
lands and
Overlord
stuff.
of the Balmerk's going to put a bunch of cards in his bin.
Oh,
So
true,
he
true.
could cast it in his second main, and you wouldn't really get a say. But look, you're clawing as much as you can. Going to manifest a creature.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this Keen-Eye's a 7/7. Like,
yeah, I mean,
there is a line. There's something.
Definitely, there's something here. Like, if you maybe draw Deadpool here,
I can even hardcast a Traxxer in this spot, maybe. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, it's you're definitely not out of it, but it doesn't look good.
No. But it's also like this is like partially the reason why I play broadside as my 7th point is, you know, having more cards in your deck that can get you out of unwinnable positions has helped me. It's probably the play style that I like.
Yeah, definitely. I think broadside bombardiers, seeing how much damage you can get in with your keen-eyed, sort of forced to block maybe with the Oculus as well, throw away some of these spirits, and then gets domed for 4 damage or whatever, and probably get in with the Elisa's Hearse as well. You're just kind of worried about the crack back from the flying creature, but in theory, you probably would be dead to flying, regardless of the Oculus. If the broad state was correctly represented. So Cody, that's on you, buddy.
That's okay. He's got the dress down here. That card ever since like playing goblins for years. Bane of my existence.
Yeah, dress down. Such a sick card. Definitely underplayed.
Yeah, see, I've got the bolt here too. So if he didn't block, he was definitely dead. It just goes to show, don't scoop, kids. Don't scoop.
Yeah.
You could have had it.
You're definitely playing to your outs, and I'm here for it. Inquisition of Kozilek, draw for turn, probably not super useful considering you've got no cards in your hand.
Oh yeah, I mean it adds Storm.
Yeah, true, and we are terrified of Storm, so. But looks like the whole team's getting in. I wonder if you do an illegal block here.
No, I definitely take the time to count how dead I am, and then I die.
Yeah. Gain 2 life, no block, and gain 2 life.
Yeah, and then take I think 9 exactly. Yeah. Or you play it out. No cards in hand. He gets the Baragoyf. I get more information, you know.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, he's playing Tamio.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Unexpected. He's also playing Pyrogoyf. No, he gives you your cards. That's great.
Yes, that's the hard part when you're playing all these opposition agent effects and stuff is giving cards back.
Shout out Savaro. A few tournaments ago, I accidentally stole one of his points under my Emperor of Bones, and then he got the game rules violation for submitting an illegal deck list to his opponent. Submitting 59 cards at the sorry about that one, but it happens.
Did Cody just draw the misstep again? Did he draw the misstep for turn just then? I think he must
I
have because he
didn't
didn't
catch that.
misstep my.
Yeah, look,
We got the
both off to a
Spider-Man
hot
meme.
start. Yeah. Don't mention Spider-Man around Capers. He's very excited for Spider-Ham, and it's revolutionizing of the food mid-range deck.
Solidly going to be turning it from tier 5 to turn 4.
Yeah.
Oh, tier 5 to tier 4.
Look, it's
I mean,
impressive.
it is really annoying with the Deathrise Shamans because if I go to eat, like, whoever tries to eat the land, the other person's going to respond. So that's
Yeah.
why here I ate my own land to play the Douthie so he didn't have a land available for him.
It's
So he plays.
yeah, this Deathrite Shaman's not going to be very useful anymore. At least half of as useful because of the Douthie and the frog being able to eat. Or not the super relevant here, but something that doesn't get done often enough is yeah, the frog eating graveyards in response to like a Deathrite Shaman or some kind of shenanigans. It's definitely makes it very difficult to these sort of things to work, or like Drown in the Lock definitely went down in value when Psychic Frog got printed.
Yeah.
But
Even
so
just like every deck is using their graveyard like a lot.
yeah,
So
I'm a big fan of Douthie, just like randomly getting accidental value. So like, say if Cody here had a land cycler, just put like a Lorien Revealed or a Troll under your Douthie. It's just like,
oh, that's something that I forgot to mention in the sideboarding is I take out the trolls against opposing reanimates.
yeah, definitely
Um,
that makes sense.
yeah.
But I've definitely had opponents Island cycle their Lorien Revealed under my Douthie accidentally, and I've definitely accidentally done it as well. Just
Yeah.
it's just such a these cards are really cool. Just at making game decisions really interesting. And look, I wouldn't be shocked if you decided to play a Psychic Frog instead of keeping the
Yeah,
Douthie.
well, I was actually thinking about not attacking with Douthie and playing the frog instead. Yeah, he definitely drew that misstep for turn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
That's
Um,
super unlucky.
yeah, happened twice. Happened twice in
Yeah.
this video. Yeah, so misstep to 0. It's unplayable.
Yeah, look, it's just if you don't have it in your opening hand, it's just a dead draw at all times. And
Yeah.
this Baraglyph, not super exciting against an opposing Douthie, so I guess depending on whether or not Cody actually casts it out here, could give you a heads up as to whether or not you wanted to crack the Douthie, but um yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised to see if you just sort of kept this value until you needed to make a change to your game plan of putting a frog into play or some other shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like with Douthie, I'm very rarely casting cards with it, unless I'm playing kind of like a Lurus shell where it can come back. But having that 3/2 that's unblockable just puts a clock on pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you can
Um,
definitely so because like Douthie lets you cast the cards till end of turn, you can crack it like in response to your miracle trigger of your uh, uh Metamorphosis Fanatic, for
good
example, and
point. Good point.
do some
Yeah.
cool stuff like that. I've never got to do it. It's like Magical Christmas Land, obviously, but it's still like these cool kind of interactions that
Hmm.
um look, you guys are playing the same deck or something. Like what's what's going on
I know,
here?
I know, and I think that's just the power of the black based decks is that
They're all
we
playing the
all kind
same
of use the same
threats.
threats. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
It's
I've definitely been like I'm definitely keen to explore pointing a lot more of the black cards. Like even in the early days, like I believe that Emperor Bones is a pointable card just because there's no diversity. Same with kind of Baraglyph as well, I guess. Like if you're playing black, that card is in your deck.
are there any other like strategies that are kind of similar to Hot Rock that you're looking to explore with these sort of like black threats or like the black green or black red sort of stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I've been working on like just on the side a junk. I guess hot junk is
Hot
probably the best
junk.
way to hot junk. So you can just like a junk deck that splashes for uh splashes red for just like the actual good red cards. I think a lot of the red cards good red cards are pointed quite heavily, and moving into white gives you the swords to plowshares and the exile base removal, which is really good when you're opposing your opponents are playing a lot of reanimate cards. So yeah, I've been toying with that. Haven't gone super deep in it yet, but it might be in the next Rad Nauseam video. See how
Yeah,
it
sweet.
goes.
I'd love to see your hot junk, but also the white based sideboard cards are also like really underappreciated. I think like getting to play like Deafening Silence, Stony
Yeah,
Silence, anything that has the word silent in it, and just like kind of put the tempo um, sort of against some of the more oppressive decks, make them answer these sticky permanents while you're bashing them to death.
yeah.
And here we see a back to basics in a situation where I feel like you're in the lead, and this is kind of taking Cody off some mana too. It's
Yeah, I tap my dual land to gain some life. I think this is definitely because I remember this. I actually remember this. I turned and I was speaking with you. I was just chatting because I think you asked if it was game 2 or game 3, and I just blanked.
oh, you
So
just
for some
cheated. Yeah,
reason,
okay.
yeah, I cheated. I untap my Taiga here, but I definitely wouldn't have done that
If you were paying
if I didn't have
attention, yeah.
some frog
Some
yapping at
some
me.
idiot yapping at you. Oh, yeah, the coward over
No, no, it's
there.
fine.
Yeah, cool. Um, yeah, like I mean, two life may or may not break the game, but we'll see.
Yeah,
It is an interesting point though, to put the back to basics down. I guess you're not really running away with the game if you both have a Baragoi out, and you're sort
yeah.
of incentivized not to trade, I think, yeah, because you kind of
I think what
already.
I do here is I give Cody some mind games, and I just pretend that I don't have the land for the Bombardiers. So I make him tap his Deathrite Shaman, so he's tapped out. And I think
That's a heads up play. That's sick.
this is for the game. Yeah,
That's a lot of damage coming at him. Wow, and the handshake.
yeah. And that's it.
That's it. The Baleful Strix, that card. So good.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you very much for joining us today, Brayden. It's been an absolute pleasure, and yeah, I'm always excited to see what you're brewing. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Rad Nauseam YouTube channel. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and let us know in the comments what matchups you'd like to see in the future. All right, that'll do. So, yeah. Woo. All right.